Buonasera, signora, signora, good evening. Welcome to my next ITSL game. Against Andrea Mancuso from Italy. And I somehow lost the ability to use the modded time controls, but we are playing 60 minutes per game. Not great, not terrible about my hand. It's quite poor ops-wise. No 4 ops cards. 16 in total, not counting the China card. But it doesn't have unplayable cards. I have defectors. I have some great events like socialist governments and decal, and even Duck and Cover is a good event now, so assuming I'm not perched, it is decent. Mill is scoring. Okay, this could end up worse. Now, Duck and Cover for Italy coup. I need a 3 or more to speak about success. But I got a 2. Okay, then I probably am going to score 0 in Europe. And he's already leading by 6 victory points. But I should be able to capitalize Asia with decal. Maybe I will even play the China card this turn. Formosan influence, yeah. So Europe scoring to get rid of this. Let him coup anywhere. Even if he doesn't coup, I'm thinking about decalling. To Algeria. And Thailand, Indonesia and Burma, making him pick between coupping and denying me France access, or this over control. I think this wasn't necessary. Afghanistan is not the target for ops unless you really have multiple ops. Well, of course, now that I controlled only Indonesia, his potential scoring is without my domination when I suddenly started needing victory points. Okay, there was no combo. None of the cards 5 yet. Oh no, he had the scoring. Okay. So I think I will give him Norad. Take France instead. All the scoring's gone and I'm 6 victory points behind. So what I probably should do is lower DEFCON to deny him military operations, preferably by blockade, because I don't need a high coup and I don't have a good target. And play fiddle somewhere. Preferably to France, I guess. I am unhappy about the fact that I'm not really good in the map, and he defended everything he needed. On the other hand, his Advantage is more or less typical when USA has an unstoppable Middle East scoring for turn 1 headline. Not great, not terrible. Oh, and it was a decent roll, and it cuts him off the sub-region. So now, if I coup, he doesn't have the Lebanon access. I'll let it go here. Oh, and it was a very decent roll as well. Of course, I'm probably not gonna be able to dominate Europe, and I have to be careful about Truman. So over-controlling France calls for itself. But then the second point may go to Thailand. Lebanon is not that urgent. I will have it before he does. And his hand must be quite terrible if he gave me Arab-Israeli war without securing access to Israel back. Or his mindset must be terrible. Or both. He certainly should have backed this sub-region up. Okay, he's crawling there. And yes, US crisis was wasted to some point, but this should have been an AR6 threat. Malaysia. I mean, now my response is obvious, and now his major threat would be breaking Thailand, which is more costly. I should regain 2 more victory points, and I'm better placed everywhere in the world. Even in the Middle East, it's ostensibly scores again in favor of USA, but you can see that he doesn't have crucial accesses just because he lost Arab-Israeli war. Taking it all into account, he fully deserved his luck when I was coupping Italy. Yep, Vietnam revolts. I'm not really convinced about his pick of targets. I mean, Jordan or maybe even Colombia, Pakistan. But okay, it was his choice. Cambridge 5 is pointless. I have Nasser, but it can wait, I guess. For now, let's make him suffer from some lack of points. Yeah, have your points from here. And what? Of course a coup, and of course let's get rid of independent threats as an empty event. He's not putting pressure on me. It was very easy for me to decide that I want a coup. I have destalled. Great news. So I can grab some accesses. It should have been Pakistan. The worst news is that I don't have a good Marshall Plan play. I want to fight for Europe, but this requires taking both Mediterranean countries. 5-year plan should be held probably. So if 5-year plan should be held, defectors must be played or spaced. Okay, Cambridge 5 as an access gainer and Lebanon taker, because I will not have any better cards to do it. If he takes Greece, actually, Marshall Plan is kinda sorta free play, and Turkey may sooner or later become even a source point for Distal. Okay, but first things first, because if I want to play Marshall, I want to have some meaningful targets for it, like Libya. Excuse me in advance if I cough. I ending a not very serious, but somewhat annoying illness. Oh, and this is something I was waiting for. The source of distal ops. Okay, let me be the first to space. These 2 points are always welcome. I think I won't get to Turkey. He's still vulnerable to socialist governments. Maybe I should go to Turkey, because this is my only non-battleground in Europe. On the other hand, I haven't seen Romanian abdication. Let's stop him here, and let's create a threat here. And yes, Turkey is gonna be somewhat easier decision for him, plus his vulnerability to socialist governments is somewhat reduced. But now I'm leading almost everywhere except Asia. But in Asia, Laos, Cambodia and South Korea should lead to my leading as well. Okay, Spain, Portugal, and yes, I got Romanian abdication. And his over-control of Iraq was certainly wrong. Certainly. And now I am just 1 point in Turkey away from dominating Europe. Interesting. Okay, Vietnam tends to be vulnerable to colonial rearguards and sometimes important, but now I can't see how Syria becomes important. Plus I want to be somewhat secured against realignment rolls. For Chile I have Allende, but I don't have any events dedicated for Venezuelan or Brazilian access. I must say this purge compensated for the whole first turn bad hand. Yep, he had this one. I kinda sorta expected he might, because he was playing too easily here. And I got both purge and socialist governments. With socialist governments, I could just take Europe, but giving him battleground coup, so probably giving up both Algeria and Zaire. Plus, I would have to play the China card if I'd like to hold purge, because I have 5-year plan. Yeah, still worth it, I think. Captured Nazi, okay. And Comic-Con is exactly how much I need here. Plus he may now really push into securing Europe, in which case I get the battleground coup. On the other hand, if he does it... oh no, he coups. And he picks Brazil, but he coups very strongly. So, let's start from special relationship, because it's empty. I'm waiting for his decision about Korean War, because this is my source of military operations in his hand. Otherwise, I'll have to trigger Arab-Israeli war, I think. I should over-control Italy. I probably should break into India to threaten takeover of Pakistan. Hold cards, 5-year plan and Red Scare, China to be played. Pushing high ops, because I have 4 more action rounds to play, and I may play 3 4-ops card, or even a 5-op China card. He has a 4-op too. And I guess breaking India can wait. I'm thinking about taking directly South Korea, just to provoke him to trigger the war. Good to know he's not driving Truman. Okay. I don't like triggering NATO for my opponent, but now that special relationship is gone and I don't have good brush war targets in Europe until he brushes me off Italy, I think this pays for itself. US-Japan is on this card, so I may even be cheeky and take Japan with the China card temporarily. I think he keeps forgetting about NORAD because he's not securing Canada. Excuse me for a moment. But he didn't forget about Pakistan. So, provoking. I know it was probably somewhat wasteful for the China card, but I really feel the combo of Red Scare, the Red Scare is worth holding, and well, 5-year plan wasn't that much worth holding because I don't have scorings I would like to discard. And it has a downside risk of some DEFCON effects. Okay, I'm not gonna give you these points that easily, and now I'm pretty sure he's gonna trigger Korean War, losing him nothing, unless of course he has any scoring, because now every early war scoring scores my domination. Yeah, Korean War triggered. And NORAD activated. And Korean War wasn't won. And I indeed have many DEFCON suicide cards, but headline Red Scare, then Quagmire deactivating NORAD immediately. Then duck and cover, giving him these ops, yes. These victory points, but at least getting rid of one DEFCON suicide card. If he misses the roll now, I'm gonna duck and cover into Venezuela, Colombia and Argentina, otherwise it's Venezuela and Uruguay. he missed. So you have your points, but I will have several of them back. And you may soon get rid of discardable cards. You're perched and quagmired. We will bury you succeeded. So I think he should have started from we will bury you. Note aside, had he headlined we will bury you, I would have lost this game already. Now what? Now one small step, then grain sails to space, and 5-year plan, yet another time to be held, or maybe not. I can play 5-year plan as my last action round to get rid of it, because I honestly don't want to have it any longer. Scorings left, all except South America. And all of them score into my favor. Some of them slightly, some of them strongly. This can be ignored for a while. Because I have other problems to deal with. But I will have to provide myself with mill-ups. So grain sails to space, then probably cooing with Camp David, because I still can hope that he plays the China card and I may play Nixon to just return it to him, which I prefer to giving him 2 victory points now. On the other hand, now that the VP score is at 0, victory points may be not that bad in his hand. I mean, they are always bad in his hand, but not the end of the world, and I may prefer to give him victory points than to just let him play the China card once more. After all, many really bad cards should be gone by now. You an intervening Liptiol, okay, 1 point. Yep, coup attempt. Just for mill-ups. Yeah, mill-ups are about VP as well. But if mill-ups are given and it's better to have them than not. I know I'm being 1 point more vulnerable to Sadat. But it's quite okay. As long as I at least temporarily keep this 1 VP more for OPEC and 3 VPs more for Middle East scoring. Yeah, Algeria was a good choice. I just think Sudan was better than over-controlling Zaire. And now I'm gonna see his headline, but I'm no longer gonna be able to space 2 ops cards. A bad choice. It was scored. Central America was fairly better. Oh, but this is another superior hand for me. IBM Treaty and Junta in one hand. It's better than I could accept. Well, of course, if I missile envied, he gets another coup because he gets U2 incident. So that it is nasty to some point. Asia scoring is of course great. 4 VP in my favor. IBM plus Junta should successfully fight for Central America now that Liberation Theology is gone. IBM couing Panama, then Junta attempting to steal Mexico. If I'm bear trapped, it's tricky whether to play Junta and then discard puppet governments hoping that he... OAS. Let it be IBM Treaty anyway. And Panama anyway. And now I wonder what's he gonna do about it. Theoretically, U2 incident is a higher card to coup than Junta, but if I coup the same place when I'm using Junta's influence, Junta is higher. I should also remember that I'm unable to space puppets, so I should take care of Nigeria quite soon. And that I don't have too many ops to handle this. So probably want to keep U2 incident for some better use than just cooing somewhere. For example, if after Hawaiian stop warring I played Saharan states and Cameroon and I'm highly cooed in Cameroon, it could be advisable to over-control Nigeria and take Zaire. This needs 3 ops and I have only 1 3-op card now. And I'm finally going to trigger Sadat, but waiting as long as possible with this one. Okay, that was highly surprising. He keeps pushing the scored region. He keeps ignoring the region to be scored. If I fail coup in Mexico totally, I may be unable to defend against, for example, China card placement in Panama and in Mexico. But this should ensure me a superior position in Central America. And I can really ignore South America because all the other scorings are gonna be scored earlier, unless of course he discards a ton of scorings with Kennedy. But I think hoping he's not gonna be able to do it isn't an overkill. Okay, it's worth noting that now I could already trigger puppet governance provided I use points first, Nigeria. But the later the better with this event. Eventing and discarding scoring, CIA. CIA? Okay. So with puppets he's gonna be able to defend Central America. Maybe not so soon with the puppets. This is my only card left to be discarded to Bear Trap. Actually discarding it to Bear Trap doesn't look bad. Plus let's finally score Asia, because it won't be under my domination forever. Maybe I should have done it right now. Influence, yep. Yes, I'm late with Asia, damn it. This was a mistake. This was a huge mistake I made. I completely forgot that I had the scoring in my hand. I can't really help him taking Israel. He's gonna equalize Middle East, so I'm probably gonna trigger Sadat later. And blockade. No use in playing blockade now for the event. On the other hand, he's playing as if he was exhausted from... Yeah, let's risk it. As if he had no more cards, 3 or higher. Let's just see how big card is he gonna play on his last move. didn't even equalize Central America. Very poor placement. Let's provoke him into some Muslim revolutionary problems. Of course, he may still have 3 of scars which are mine and thus unplayable by him. Che? Possibly. Muslims, possibly. Yeah, let's risk it. I'm angry at myself for this Asia, because now he discarded Europe, he equalized Middle East, and suddenly I'm no longer having so many sources of victory points. Oh, and he played Bear Trap for a coup and discarded Brezhnev. And I got 3 scorings, and this is where I really appreciate that I see his headline. Of course, Africa scoring is the best, and then coupping Mexico, attempting to control Central America. My hand is so nasty that I almost have to play the scoring in the headline, even if he plays a card like Colonial Rare Guards. In such a case I have to just trigger Southeast Asia scoring, and okay, he may reduce the potential of this scoring by 3 points. But this hand can't call for anything better. However, I'm really glad that he has to show me his headline. I got all the 3 remaining. 8 to be drawn, so there is certainly gonna be a reshuffle with a bunch of cards taken back. And this is what I was talking about. I'm losing much fewer here. If I coup successfully, then he has to defend Central America and maybe take something in Africa. But whatever it is, Zaire or Nigeria, it's gonna be vulnerable to realignments. Of course, the firepower of my hand is another story. Oh, I didn't get all the scorings. Middle East may be in his hand. Now, there's something I said about Vietnam's vulnerability to colonials. At least he can't erase this. Southeast Asia is gonna score at least one. And if he's good, he should allow a 4 and break Africa. Like Algeria, Nigeria, Zaire, and let's say Laos, Cambodia. Have access somewhere there, to which I probably respond by playing East European unrest into African battlegrounds. Thailand, so he allowed a 2. Okay. Let's follow our previous plan. 1 too few. Okay, because this suddenly starts being tough. Oh. And what am I doing with things like this? Well, the answer is quite straightforward. I am fighting heavily, at least for Central America. Well, good thing for me is that he played quite poorly. He didn't attack Africa. Something meaningless. Like, okay, Central America was meaningful, but it didn't change the nomination. While in Africa, he could make a great mess. Of course, I'm leaving Thailand vulnerable to the China card takeover. Even without it, he has Ussuri. Yeah, Mexico, I know. Okay, I can't have better here. Then now I should get rid of kitchen debates soon. And I'd like to hold containment, because I have a feeling that he may have Longanman, which is now unspaceable, now that containment is in my hand. And I like unspaceable lone gunmans in my American opponent's hands. Look at how this map turned very bad and how I may get punished for not scoring Asia when it was dominated by me. So much about not giving him. On the other hand, if I have to play this, let it be useful. Okay, this would be very nice to win this game, but now I'm feeling somewhat unsure here. Fortunately enough for me, my opponent is not the best at picking targets. Unfortunately enough for me, I'm not the best at rolling. I rolled one too few here and one too few here earlier. Europe is vulnerable. He may still have brush war. He may still have brush war against Panama even. Maybe I should catch these 2 points when they are available. Now this is gonna be an extremely important reshuffle and extremely important draw who gets what. So he doesn't have long gunman, because otherwise it would be his space card. At least this is good. He has 50% chance of throwing it, because the first 8 cards will be drawn among us. Before the rest comes. If I get it, it's probably my headline. I'm somewhat angry at myself for playing this game quite poorly. I feel so. Well, as I said, I've been somewhat ill recently, and yes, I am somewhat biased by the fact that my opponent isn't the strongest. For example, what the hell was this? Costa Rica and overconfident controlling the number of countries by Dominican Republic. Yeah. Waiting for my opponent to decide. Yeah, I'm keeping Sadat because Middle East is the only region which hasn't been scored so far. Ooh, he had Brush War for the end and he won it against Italy, equalizing Europe. Damn it. But at least he got a long gunman. The bad news is he may play long gunman now. Because I have absolutely no option. To lower DEFCON. I don't even have good headlines. I think Summit is the best headline against long gunman at least, because if he plays long gunman actually, my best bet is to realign Israel. Other than that, I guess I'm gonna headline defectors. And then attempt a coup in Iran, sorry, with nuclear test ban. Let's go purge. I don't want to play Summit, because if I lose it, the problem is not with 2 VPs, but with him pushing DEFCON up. Of course, now this coup doesn't offer much. But it actually worked. Huh. Maybe there is a place for me to be lucky this game. It's tempting, of course, to grab Red Scare Purge with SALT negotiations, but he has Gunman. He should be hoarding the China card, therefore probably playing Ussuri sooner or later. I don't have good candidates for hold. Oh no, not again. I know he has Muslim Revolution and he's gonna space it, but yeah. So, special relationship as an empty event. perhaps to realign Nigeria. The good news is I may now play Sadat freely. OPEC for space race, so he's not spacing Muslim Revolution this turn, so he's probably playing the China card. Let's play what I intended. Didn't work. Not very important for Sadat's sake, this Muslim Revolution, because I have better targets. Maybe I should have gone to Libya due to Iranian hostage crisis. Okay, I forgot about Che, but yeah, this is a gift from him. Oh, and I'm no longer seeing his headline. Exaggeration, but okay. I scared him. Yeah, let it be so. What good can an extra point bring to me? Let's place it here or there, because I should have played Formosan Resolution. He's going to play the China card, as I supposed. Sorry, I don't have too good views for the future. War games and long gunman are my best bets. Oh, and time limit, it's 60 minutes per game, so I may claim it. And I will, because we started the game almost 50 minutes later than previously appointed due to him being late. Yeah, John Paul, I was expecting this, and over-controlling Poland was one of my ideas for Sadat, but I felt I'd rather wait for John Paul, and he should have waited with John Paul and played on his last action round. How unsafe is it to play Ussuri? Very unsafe with Purge Plus. This is an ingenious space race card. China, as expected. Just don't tell me you have Asia scoring. apart from Muslim Revolution and Lone Gunman. Well, maybe I should be able to identify what he has. I didn't expect this one, yeah. But now Asia suddenly became his card. Okay, good news, Junta. So I can degrade DEFCON in headline. Bad news, CIA in my hand. But I have how I learned to stop worrying, not him. North Sea oil, an empty event due to Lone Gunman. After I degrade DEFCON with Junta, I think I may quite safely space Suri to attempt to be the first to space. Junta to Venezuela and to attempt to coup Venezuela. No ABM treaty followed by Junta, because after ABM treaty is... oh no, he headlined Asia. So ABM treaty might have been better. And I failed this one, damn it. Okay, Americas are good. Europe may be good. I must remember that North Sea oil is playable at any time. Nicaragua, as if he had this scoring. Let's threaten something in Europe. Of course, I'm risking some missile envies or so. I have to hold CIA, although I'd really prefer to hold how I learned. CIA and China card. Country to double influence, of course. Upon my next move, Truman should be free. was the one to have this card. Okay, at least I made him waste some points. Now where the hell should I play this Truman? Apparently for a coup. So no war games, but yes, I got Muslims. Not very helpful. Pushing the scored regions. Europe, okay. Let's hope for a 4 or more. No, not a 1 at this place. Then it should have been Nigeria. One victory point given. Maybe you have Ortiga. That would be a very nice news for me. This is of course the battleground. The only remaining without any player's control. And now the map is volatile, slightly Soviet, but this may easily change at this stage of the game. 5-year plan. It would be funny to see it evented. Okay, let's try this. Oh, Glasnost, and he has space race, and he fortunately for me failed. And 8th action round. Oh, why didn't you use it? Both America's scorings and socialist governments. I think I'll risk missile envy, because I don't really have better headlines. Colonial rearguards will probably destroy my African position, but this should be repairable with a single move. More to the point, I may be able to play CIA created. Just get rid of this. Cuban Missile Crisis. This is interesting. But now, of course, I can't play CIA created. On the other hand, I can repair the mess he did in Africa. For example, this way. This way. Or maybe even like this way and let's use a 4 just to keep him busy, because I don't want him to cancel the crisis and coup. This is a 4, and this is a 5. Influence. Well, this is a 5. I don't have cards to space really, because both AWACS and U2 incident and US Japan are quite good cards for me. Influence where? Japan? Over controlling Japan? Come on, this is so wasteful. This is not gonna be better. Just please don't have UN intervention or outreach aims. Yeah, I should coup as well. This one was good. Ooh. I don't like the way you terrorize me now. Can't grab me the China card, okay. Let's make such a fancy move. Because now I'm no longer winning the game with Lone Gunman because I'm forced to play the China card. So I am the one who has to get rid of CIA created. Or hope for some Ortega now, or even cultural revolution is spaceable. One small step for influence. Europe scoring on my side. Nuclear subs. So, I think in the Pakistani war is the headline, and Bear Trap is his headline. Okay, get lost, and I know that you are gonna play Lone Gunman now, so that I see what you have. I'm then gonna have to space Soviets shoot down, call. No, you're not. Okay, I don't understand this move. Unless, of course, he has very good reasons to not space. Europe is 8 versus 8. So let's hope he has Africa, and yeah, I should be winning this on the map. Things I have to worry about. If he goes to space race, I have to play nuclear subs immediately, yep, to prevent Star Wars terrorism nuclear subs combo. No, this would be too much if he had such a thing. And this would give him too much. Maybe I should have calculated it. I just wasn't in a mood to. This. China card influence. Quite meaningless at this stage of the game. I mean, Asia is lost, yep. But Americas, Africa and so on should provide me the winning advantage. Yeah, I guess I'm totally winning on the map. On the other hand, the Voice of America might turn the tables. And this was nastier than I expected, sir. Okay, let's create overwhelming threats all over the world, like European domination. I can't fight back South America, but I can give him no time to fight elsewhere. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dominate. Okay. Nothing can change in Europe, probably, unless he has tear down this wall. Okay, let's secure against tear down this wall. And let's secure here, because this is the place when I'm vulnerable to his haiku. He could grab domination here. Here he can just deny my domination in the least important region. In Africa, one coup doesn't change anything. In Middle East, ditto. 4, 10, 11, 2, 0, 0. China card in my hand is +1, so +6 minus whatever he takes. It may cost me the game if this is a 7 VP game. Move, sorry, 7 VP move. But well, I sincerely hope he doesn't have one. If he has the Voice of America, the game was unwinnable anyway. Influence with arms race. And this was enough for him to tie the game. Oh, damn it. Thank you for watching and see you next time.